Hey guys,
Hey everyone.
welcome back to our channel. Thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this video. This video, I'm working on a black Mustang that we picked up as a project. I was going to change the motor on it. I ended up getting it started. So, a lot of work getting done in this video. Be careful with the headphones. Other than that, we hope you guys enjoy the video. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, guys.
Today's Thursday. We had a 1 hour late start. We've got all the dudes in here, and everybody is going to hop off at school right now. Draven is hopping off. Jackson's going to hop off right now, too.
Your hair is starting to twist up at the ends, babe.
Mama Bear's hitting him up real quick before he heads on in. After a quick stop at the dollar store, I'm heading to the shop.
I'm gonna drop Brandon off and go home and clean. Looks like I don't know who closed last night in the kitchen area, but I don't like their performance. Just kidding. Who closed last night?
Somebody was getting snacks in the middle of the night.
Yes, and the puppies were in there, and they took apart all my corn husk and scattered it everywhere. But
sorry. I should have let Kenzie in the room last night. The other tire came in?
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, you guys, I made it to the shop and I'm going to start with this today. Actually, we're going to move this into the shop right now so we can start on it today. But I'm going to start with the OBS truck right now. As soon as we get this in there. These two boxes were the door handles, and it turns out in each box there is a set of door handles. Passenger side, driver side. Both of these came out of this box, so I'm assuming this box has a passenger and driver side as well. On these OBS GM trucks, a lot of times once you grease these up, they're bent out of shape, so it's a good idea to always bend them back where they're supposed to be. That way, whenever you're using any of these, they're not stuck on anything. These OBS trucks seem to have a big problem with that. But we've got two sets of these, so I'm going to put them in. And these got pretty easy after a while for me because I was doing these non-stop in my truck. And on mine, whenever I would open these right here, they would break right about here because when you pull them, this pulls the lever as far out as you can, and it's just a little bit more because the door bushings are bad on these all the time, and you pull this just a little bit extra. That's usually what ends up breaking these off right here. So the best thing to do is just to seat them properly to begin with. So we will slide that in there, lock that in place, and then we'll put the door lock in there as well. Then we'll drop all that in there. We'll move that back. Okay, looks like that's gonna work. Now I will just put this screw right here to secure it, and then that keeps this from sliding, so when you open and close this, it's good to go. Now, before I put this little cover piece on here, which is this right here, this usually goes on here, but before I do that, I'm going to put the panel back on. And this panel was ripped through here, and I might want to make something for this too. So I'll do the other side first, and then I'll put all this back together. This side has the problem I was talking about with the door handle not going back far enough like this. Like it goes back to here, but you got to pull it just that little extra bit to get this to unlatch. So I got to take this apart and figure that out. That is the first time I didn't let this pop somewhere and spend half an hour trying to find it. This one right here, so when you pull this handle, I got grease on my hands, so when you pull this handle, it pulls this rod right here, and after these start stretching out, in here is where it goes bad. So a lot of times when you, so you click that right there, and when you pull this to the end of it, to here, normally it doesn't even pull this that far. So you have to pull it that little bit extra, that little bit there, and that's what causes this to unlatch. So what I did was I just added a kink to this for now. So when you pull it, it actually pulls it a lot further. And this worked for mine when I had my OBS and I had the same problem. I put the kink in this and then re-greased it, and that lasted for like another 5 years. I don't know, till I sold the truck. Hopefully this is gonna open all right. Otherwise I'm crawling through the door. But let's see. Oh yeah, that's way easier. Like you almost don't even gotta pull the handle. Nice. This side is put back together too, as best as can be. The panel has been sliding off and getting caught on this plastic piece right here. So I drilled some holes, put some trim screws in here to hold the panel on. So now the panel doesn't flop around anymore. And since this part was broken where you pull the door closed, I made a really quick metal piece for that. And now it is good. So the door closes fine and it opens fine. For an OBS anyway. All right, this van is back, the one that I fixed yesterday. And I'm told this door won't open from the inside or the outside. So I'm gonna figure it out. And it was open the other day because it was being welded on. I can't get to that black panel back there because this ramp is in the way. So that's how much room I have to work with. You see right here, we've got a little bit of a problem. And if I pop that out like that, see how the door popped open a bit? That's what it is. So I guess let me grind this down a bit and then just be ready to go again. Mama Bear has showed up and she brought me some lunch. I love these burgers, the ones made at home. They're the best ones. Especially on a day like today. Before she picks the boys up, I'm going to show Mama Bear this black Mustang. Mama Bear was telling me what she thought this was when it was outside.
I thought it was a litter box. It was so far, so I didn't know how big it was really.
Check it out. This is what's in there. I think this Mustang is going to be a nice one, does it?
It's going to be very nice.
I was telling Mama, I think I want this one. But I think every one that we build is going to be one that I want.
Yep.
Mama Bear's going to go pick the boys up right now. I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to finish this van door and then I got to change the exhaust gaskets on the green work truck. Alright, I'll just throw some primer, some paint on that and it'll be alright. I threw a coat of primer on the spots that I grinded on the van. So now I am working on this Chevy work truck. I'm going to change the exhaust manifold gaskets on this thing. So I'm going to bust loose these bolts. And when I had my 95, the first time I took the exhaust manifold gaskets off, when I put my headers on, I broke every bolt. So hopefully that's not how this goes. Now that I've got all the bolts taken out of here, I can remove this gasket and we can check to see if this was the side that was leaking. The new gaskets will be able to just leave the end bolts on. So the ones that I pulled out look like that on the end. So I have to pull the bolt all the way out and then put the bolt all the way back through the exhaust manifold and the gasket. So this one right here, I'm able to put the bolt through the exhaust manifold, put it on the head, and then I can put this end bolt on and this end bolt on, and then I can drop this in between the head and the exhaust manifold, and then I can run the rest of the bolts through while this is hanging in there without being a problem. Kind of cool. The gasket is changed on this side. Now, I've got the intake removed from this side, so I'm going to change this gasket now. All right, the gaskets are both done on the sides. The gasket down there, though, I noticed is pretty loose, the one that's right in here. It's a little donut gasket, but these ones are changed. All right, I've got a battery on this thing, so I'm gonna see what this thing does. The key was turning on, but it wasn't cranking at all. So there's a few things that are going on with this. No AC, race car. All right, I don't even know how long it's been since it's been started, but the radio's on. Turn the radio off. One of the first things I do is usually put the windows down just in case I need to get in this thing while it's on the lift. Make sure it's in neutral. The key has been programmed. I don't know if there's a kill switch for this thing or not. What is that? That sucks. That smells like fuel, so let me get some powder on it. That's crazy. Like as soon as I hooked the battery up and I heard the radio coming on, I smelled something and I didn't know what I was smelling. But I went around and I tried to crank it, and then I noticed that the fuel had been spilling out the whole time. Kind of crazy. This is good news though, because when I was told this motor was bad, I was told in a way that left me under the impression that the motor was locked up or not rotating. So I rotated it with my hand, and then I unplugged and plugged in a couple of things. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep doing this. So I'm going to figure out this fuel problem, and then I'm going to hook that up, and then I'm going to try to crank it again and see what happens. Looks like some long tubes. Got a bunch of spider webs going on. Looks like the valve cover is not tightened down at all. Whoa, a lot of spider webs, bro. A lot. All up in there, spider webs. Ah, that's kind of sick. All up in there, spider webs too. Whoa, bro, everywhere. How long has this car been sitting? Holy cow, man. Looks like this thing been sitting a while. This is an AN fitting for the fuel line, and this little plastic piece in here is for a specific line that is not this one. This does not fit. So there's a rubber grommet in here. There's a little bump at the end of this pipe. If I cut that off, it might work to that next ridge back if I put this in here and see if it'll clip on. But I'm not even sure. So with this little quick disconnect tool, I got this line off. And now I can figure out how to get this to seal properly. Man, this whole fuel system is not set up right. I gotta figure all this out. Looks like the fuel pressure regulator. Oh, looks like the fuel pressure sensor is not even bolted down too. Alright, so I redid that. And you can't really see it, but I redid that little section right there where it goes to the quick disconnect. That's where it was hooked up improperly. So now I'll be able to start this thing and see what's going on with it. A quick zip tie to hold that down. Now let's see what it is. Looks like I'm losing more fuel again, you guys. I'm losing a lot this time. So, let me see where it's coming from. Looks like it's coming from this side now. Man, that almost started too. Something's going on this side right here. Looks like I found another problem. This O-ring wasn't even sealed because this injector was spraying out pretty bad. Somebody pinched the O-ring on this thing. Not only was there a bad O-ring in here, I found another piece. I found another piece of an O-ring inside this injector. I found it jammed way in there. I'm gonna go look through our O-rings, see if I can find one for this. The bolts that hold in the fuel rail seem to be broken off, and I'm wondering if there was a problem with that cylinder and it blew this fuel injector out with the whole rail. But I'm sure it would have detonated a lot more than the rail. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Alright. Let's try this again. Hopefully there's no more fuel spray. Fuel again. What is it about with this? I got it started. Sounds kind of cool, but I've got a problem with fuel leaking everywhere, and it's the aftermarket fuel rail with the factory injectors. I let the owner know what we needed to keep the fuel from spilling out, so he said he's going to pick up some O-rings for the fuel injectors. I don't know if he's going to do it right now, or if he's going to do it and then have it here by the time I get here tomorrow. But it is like almost 6:30, so I'm here like way past when I'm normally here at the shop, but I was trying to get this thing started. We stopped for a train, Mama.
Are these guys not going?
Whoa, that was fast. Here's Draven. Draven's friends are on the phone. What's up, Draven's friends? Wait, do they watch the channel?
Yeah.
What's up, Draven's friends? You guys are on the phone right now. Mama Bear said she's gonna make us some strawberry shortcakes. So we're hanging out. These kids are hanging out. What are you playing, Jackie?
Fortnite.
Jackie's playing Fortnite, but mostly he's yelling about the internet being bad. We don't have good internet. That's one of the things that kind of sucks about the rise.
We're making strawberry shortcakes.
That looks good.
So good.
Kinsey's just watching you guys. Oh, she knows Butterdog's language. Yep, that looks good.
And of course, Jackson wants to do the whipped cream.
Yeah. I will have to take mine without whipped cream.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, guys.
Today's Friday, and we had a 1 hour late start.
I dropped everybody off,
Yes.
and now I'm dropping off Brandon. I'm gonna go home and I closed the kitchen last night, so it's clean. So I can go home and rest.
Nice siesta
Siesta time.
before the weekend. I've been editing since well before we were supposed to be up this morning, all the way until literally like right when I got out of the car here. So I've been editing nonstop
He's
for
been in and
a
out,
couple hours.
one foot in and 1 foot out with editing, so he doesn't want to put his phone down.
And I finally got to the shop, so I'm gonna head in and I'm gonna work on this car again. Yesterday I didn't get to it because, well, I got to it. Yesterday I got to it real late because a couple of rides came in that I had to work on, the work truck and a van. But today I'm gonna work on the Mustang. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
Are you gonna come for that? Love you. As I get here today, these are what I requested. The donut gaskets for the green work truck and new O-rings for the injectors on this one. I'm gonna see if I can get this thing to start today. Yesterday, we had a leaking O-ring because this O-ring is bad right here. We needed to get a whole new set. And I'm only saying a whole new set because on this side we had bad O-rings too. And that's the reason why we're getting fuel all over the place whenever I start this car. So I'm gonna eliminate that and see what else we need to get this thing started. I've got new O-rings on 4 of the injectors, so I'm going to put this rail back in, then I'm going to do the other side.
It's gentle on your skin. To be tied free and gentle. Waistband. We have to move this pallet stove real quick
Because the thing that I need, this was on it. It's like a little forklift, but it's hand cranked. I need that right there. Because I need to change that light out. Well, stand closer to this side so it's not as rickety. Yeah, there you go. You can sit down. Yeah, there you go. You didn't have to move it. Nice. This light was changed out. Thanks to these guys. The body kit showed up for the Fox Body Mustang. So that's kind of cool. You can't really see it yet, but from what I can see, it looks like it's going to be a pretty cool bumper. Oh, it looks like the Celine style. I like it. Here are the side skirts, and there's the back bumper. This thing, I finally got it to start. Sounds a little rough, but I got it to start, so now I know everything is working. Mama Bear showed up just in time, so we can go take her for a ride. Oh, she brought Kinsey girl too. I'm gonna take these two chicks for a ride real quick. Hey, Kinsey. Yeah, look what Mama showed up with for lunch. Dang, baby. Hello.
Honey,
Hey, baby.
me and the boys are gonna go home now.
Okay. I'm gonna take off from here with this work truck.
Okay.
I just got done putting the exhaust gasket in it, so I'm putting it down right now.
All right, Gus.
Love you.
Love you later.
You guys be careful. Later.
Okay. Love you later.
I just got back to the house, and Mama Bear came by earlier to the shop, and then she picked up the boys from school, and then they all came home. So they've been home all afternoon. I've been at the shop working on that car, and then I was working on the truck, and I really wasn't planning on doing anything this evening, especially not car work, but like as soon as I got back, my mom called, and she said that the car broke down up at the hospital, and I guess I gotta go cruise up there and fix it. I gotta go fix this car real quick and then come back out. Before we take off up there to fix this ride at the hospital, I'm eating really quick. Mama Bear made some really bomb dinner. Kind of sad that I'm having to eat it in such a hurry, and at the counter no less. These are my favorite. I was telling her this tastes like fall candy. Ooh.
I just put a little butter and a little bit of cinnamon sugar on it today. Usually there's marshmallows, but I forgot marshmallows.
The marshmallows on this, when it's twice baked, man, that's super delicious. And this was pretty good.
It sticks. They've been in there since 12.
Alright, I'm up here at the hospital, and this is the ignition switch. So when they were saying when they pushed this in and turned the key is when it was working. So now it's not working. So we ran to AutoZone, got another one of these. I'm going to change it out and see what happens. We came over here and we looked at it real quick, and then we took off to AutoZone because I was told that the ignition switch is bad, because when my little brother was checking it before, if he would push the back end of the ignition switch in while he turned the key on the other side of the steering column, then it would eventually start. So that's how they've been starting it for a bit. And when I got there, tried that, did not work. The owner of the vehicle wanted to go get another ignition switch, so we went to AutoZone, picked one up, came back, switched it out, still was doing the same thing. So I turned the ignition on, and I tried to just use the needle nose pliers since it was insulated, and I used the starter wire to give power to the starter solenoid, and then it started cranking the motor, but it wouldn't start it for some reason. So I don't know what's going on with it. Eventually I was fooling with the wires underneath, and I kept trying to start it like 20 times, and probably on the 21st try it started. So I told him, don't turn it off, take it back to the house, and if we get a chance, we'll go out there and check it tomorrow. So hopefully it makes it out to Rock Springs. We're gonna head back to the house now, leaving from the hospital area. Alright, you guys, that's going to be it for this video.
Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for watching, guys.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it.
Thanks for all the love and support.
Y'all have an awesome rest of your day.
You guys take care. Peace.
Later.